Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Brandon Kavalakis, this is Grim Dawn, and this is Monday. I hate Mondays, right? Everyone does. But anyway, this is not going to be uploaded today on Monday. This is going to be uploaded tomorrow on Tuesday, or just today when I upload it, I guess, because today will be tomorrow, whatever. Anyway, this is a very interesting build. I can kill so much shit with this build, it's so great. The only thing it struggles on are a few heroes and bosses, but other than that, it's a trash clearing machine. It's really nice. It's the Valdun set, yeah. Something that I never see anyone use, something I've actually seen on the forums. People were theory crafting of how to make it, and well, I made it. I'm gonna link it on Discord as soon as I get on there this evening. Well, tomorrow evening when I upload it. And yeah, let's get started with skills, gear, and then devotions. In the description down below are the devotions, of course. So anyway, without further ado, let's begin with skills. Skills, you want to do soldier first, so let's go over this one first. You want to max out Cadence, of course. You want to max out, or at least put as many points as you can into Fighting Spirit, but I maxed it out for offensive ability. I maxed out military conditioning, and yes, I maxed out the whole Cadence line, the whole entire thing. Reason being is because it has a chance to pass through enemies in fighting form, so when you're shooting, it actually passes through all the enemies when you're using fighting form at max. It always passes through all enemies. It's like having a vortex of souls, but you're not having a vortex of souls. So it still passes through all enemies, which is amazing. I put all into Deadly Momentum to increase your damage even further, and Fighting Form also helps you with damage because it gives you physical and pierce damage, which you mostly do pierce, which is just really good. Anyway, 9 into Field Command, 8 into Squad Tactics. I put 9 out of 8 into Decorated Soldier. I believe that only has 1 up on it. And this one I maxed out. I maxed out Scarlet's Battle for the bleeding resistance, reduced stun duration, reduced freeze duration, and armor absorption. And I maxed out Oleron's Rage. And yeah, that's obvious because the pierce damage, the offensive ability percent, and the movement speed percent, if not so much the internal trauma damage, but we still do a good bit of that too. Anyway, moving on to Demolitionist, I put only, how many points did I put in here? I think I only put 1. Same with this, I only put 1. If I put a few points into here, I think I put 4. I'm so bad, I can't remember, I'm sorry. I put 1 into Flashbang and 1 to Searing Light, and then I maxed out Vindictive Flame for that total speed to give us even more speed, which we're at 135% running speed and a really fast attack speed. Like, let me look at it real fast. Yeah, 132% attack speed, 47% critical damage, and 135 run speed with a decent amount of health regen. And of course you want to max out Blast Shield because this is just flat damage absorption and it's really useful. Gives you a max all of your resistances and it's just so useful in so many ways, and I recommend maxing this out. But yeah, without further ado, let's go into the gear. I'm really excited to show you my gear. Valdun's set, you need the Valdun's rifle. Mine, I would say, has an amazing roll on pierce damage. And I just want to show you, I have another Valdun's rifle that, I found. It's funny, I was like, this build isn't that viable. Then I find 2 Valdun's rifles, and I'm like, okay. Yeah, but mine is a lot better than that one. So anyway. You want a Valdun's rifle with a imbued silver on it and an Oleron's Rage. Potent Oleron's Fervor. Gosh darn it. Potent Oleron's Fervor on it. Reason why I didn't put Potent Outcast Might is because it actually reduces my DPS by a few hundred. I'm not kidding you. It's a lot more useful also because of that 10% chance for 400% all damage, which you'll see ginormous bursts of spike damage sometimes. It's really nice. And then the Open Hand of Mercy and the Closed Fist of Vengeance, both with Corpse Dust on it, and both with Survivor's Ingenuity. Same thing with the Amulet. You want to have Survivor's Ingenuity, and God, there's in my eye. An eyelash, yeah. Okay, there's something still in my eye. God. Yeah, it's a hair. Anyway, Valdun's hat. I got a really nice roll on it, I'm pretty sure. Good elemental resistance, vitality resistance, defensive ability, health. By the way, most of the Valdun set gives you a bunch of passive skills for two-handed weapons, ranged weapons. And it's really nice. It's like the Harbinger set, which I'll go over on Wednesday. Yeah. I made a Harbinger build. The one guy, Seno, on Discord's like, if anybody can make a viable Harbinger build, you can. I'm like, of course. But it can't do, Bastion of Chaos or anything with chthonic enemies because, you know, the resistance is held to Chaos. So that's the only weakness of that build. But anyway, we're talking about this build. The Valdun's lethality, that gives you attack speed and pierce damage boosts, which are really nice. This whole set is very nice. I love it. It's really fun, especially the Valdun's clip. Well, not Valdun's clip, it's the fragmentation round, the fragmenting round from the gun. Oh man, you're gonna see that shit go crazy killing things. Valdun's bounty for Valdun's treachery for that explosive round, which actually does a good bit of damage, and it's really nice, I like it. Yeah, anyway, you want to put Survivor's Ingenuity in all of them, you want to put a Corpse Dust in both your rings, and then a Dread Skull in your amulet. Yeah. I put a Titan's Pauldrons because it gives a lot of defensive ability and increases your total armor percent by a lot. That's the only reason why I put it there. I just found it to be the most useful, even though it's for melee weapons. I just couldn't find anything else that's good. And you'll notice that our dodge chance is actually a good bit. 17% chance to dodge and 17% chance to deflect, which is pretty high in my opinion. It's pretty good. Colossal Grasp. I know that's for shields and everything, but again, more defensive ability, which we totally need. Increases your physical resistance, puts Decorated Soldier up, which I don't even think we use, but it's all good. That's like the best thing that I could find anyway. You could use a Unchained Grasp of Might, or whatever the hell that thing is called. But I chose a Colossal Grasp for the defensive ability, which we don't have too much of, but we have a good, decent bit. We just have a lot of offensive ability. It could go up to about 3,000 if I were to max out Flame Touched, but I decided to take off almost all the points on there because I wanted to get my total speed up with Ulzuin's, this skill, Vindictive Flame. So I took off points out of there and put them in Vindictive Flame for the total speed boost, which I found to be a lot better in my opinion. Anyway, we put a Wind Shear Greave. I'm sorry, I didn't go over augments for these two. I put a Vitality Resistance and Chaos Resistance augment in here. I can't remember exactly what that would be. Let me look over quickly and see if I have it. Demon Bane Powder I put into here. Aether Resistance, which is the Outcast Warding Powder. And then I put another Outcast Warding Powder. And instead of Amok Dragons, whatever the hell those things are called, the Amok Dragon thing that goes in the boots that makes your movement speed even faster. Or I put the Anti-Venom Salve. I had to, because otherwise my Poison Res would only be 61, and that's decent, but not good enough in my opinion. Anyway, yeah. It's really good for movement speed and increase your pierce, physical and internal trauma damage, everything that we do. Tons of movement speed, some physical resistance, good defensive ability, reduced entrapment duration, which is nice. And then, of course, the standard Mark of Divinity. I really like it for the elemental resistance. I got a really good roll on this one again, which is really nice. It also increases Flame Touched and Ulzuin's Chosen, in which we don't use Ulzuin's Chosen, but we do use Flame Touched. So, yeah. Anyway, so we put 2 points into there since it gives +3. Anyway. Tinker's Ingenuity. I love this belt. I use it on almost all of my builds. It's just too useful not to have. And without it, we couldn't have worn this. We would have had to put many more points into Physique, and we wouldn't have enough to put into Cunning. So that's how many Actually, I didn't even know that it tells you how many points you spent in there. Damn it. I put 44 into Cunning, 31 into Physique, and 11 into Spirit. Wow. I should do that for all my builds now. I'm so sorry. I actually didn't know that. If somebody had told me that it actually tells you how many points you spent, I would have done that in a heartbeat. I really didn't know. That's something I actually legitimately didn't know. And I put an Anti-Venom Salve in the Tinker's Ingenuity and another Outcast Warding Powder. Plunderer's Talisman. Gives you all damage, fire damage, cold damage, health, total speed. Most important stats, all damage, and health, and total speed. Everything else is just suboptimal. Doesn't matter. And then the Volley. Volley is very nice doing main hand damage, and it shoots 3 times in succession, which you probably saw at the beginning when I was shooting there. Anyway. Chaos of Barbaros, you want to put a Silk Swatch in there, and you want to definitely wear this for that huge offensive ability boost, and the Battle Cry proc is very nice as well. Chance to avoid melee attacks. Like, this is a very good build for avoiding things, too. It has good chance to avoid both ranged and melee at a very equal chance of 17%, at least for me. And it's very nice. I love the Chaos of Barbaros. Really good offensive ability roll. And then, lastly, Valdun's Jacket, of course, giving you Valdun's Cunning, which, this is a range 2-handed passive bonus, 2-handed weapon passive bonus, gives you a chance to avoid melee and projectiles, again, very good for dodging all sorts of attacks and giving you a huge pierce resistance. And that's basically it. You put a Hallowed Ground into there for that defensive ability, and you put a Vitality Chaos resistance in there. Aether resistance in the pants, and that's basically it. I want to get into gameplay because this is some insane gameplay. Watch this. All you do is just spam your cadence, and when there's a group of enemies lined up like this, boom! Fragment round. You see that shit? Fragmenting round. So crazy. It just kills everything in a line. It costs a good bit of energy to use, so don't spam it too much, unless you want to go potion heavy, but it's all good. It's a really good build. Watch this. Boom! Fragment round. It just massacres things. You don't want, like, a line of enemies to swarm you. Boom! Fragment round. It's so good. Damn it, I accidentally used it there. So basically your rotation is like this. Use your flashbang, spam your cadence, use your fragment round when there's a bunch of enemies all lined up in a nice line. Or just clustered up like that. It's a very high damage build. As you can see, look at that, almost 60,000 crits. What's my highest damage? I really don't know. I'm gonna check that out. And it is 73,473. Yes, I know, my total time played is only a few hours, but that's because I had my friend modify my character up to 85. I do that for a lot of builds, so I can make build videos and do some testing and stuff, and that's how I usually make my builds. I actually get my characters modified up to 80 by a friend, since I don't like to do it. I feel dirty whenever I use any kind of trainer, and I could never bring myself to do it. I just have my friend do it, and I always keep close watch on him to make sure that, you know, he's not, like, giving me overpowered stats or shit like that, but he never does. I always tell him not to. But it's all good. I mean, no one's gonna fault me for doing that. I make some good build videos, I think, in my opinion anyway. As you can see, look at that. It passes through all the enemies because of fighting form, and that's volley right there. User fragmenting shot right there, just like that. As you can see, we're not taking too much damage. It's because of my devotion tree. I respect my devotions midway in the devotion process, and you're gonna see that in the calculator, but that's just to get the Unknown Soldier, which really, really boosted my damage and really, really boosted my survivability because of the lifesteal that's in it. Even just 3% lifesteal really is just good for this build. It really is. I wouldn't say this is Gladiator 6 spawn point viable, but I think it's close to viable for it. It's really good, as you can see. Maybe it is 6 spawn point viable, you just have to be careful. As you can see, it takes a little while to kill heroes, but to kill any normal mob, it really doesn't take much time at all. I've gotten my actual sheet DPS up to like 53,000 and then some, almost doubling whenever one of my buffs are up. As you can see, it's at 39k from 29k. Watch this, fragment round, you see that? Just destroys all the mobs. Like, this is a good mob farming build, like, seriously. I've never seen anything kill, like, tons of mobs with just a single skill. It's kind of overpowered, but it's really nice and fun to use, honestly. Like, don't nerf this, please. It's really fun to use. See that? I had to use an energy potion there. I mean, every once in a while you're gonna have to, but look at that, 71,344 damage, 60,224 damage when all buffs are up, 45k sheet DPS just now. See that? The survivability is very nice. Against Warden Kraken, you're going to see it's going to take a little bit to kill him. He is kind of resistant, I guess, to Pierce, I'm not sure though. But it always takes a while to kill hero monsters and bosses for me on this build, but it's good. You guys can probably modify it to do better, but we'll see. See that exploding round? It does good damage. That fragmenting round knocks him down as well, which is nice. I'm just gonna stay silent for a minute here, so I can concentrate on not dying. Especially for the Warden fight. See that 400% damage from the ult runs? I think that's what's proccing those 36k normal hits. Alright, good, very good. Put up a portal just in case I die, which I might, honestly. He does a lot of damage to me. Now, I just want to say one thing. Aether and Chaos resistances are the only resistances that really aren't too good at all. So be careful with this Aether Blast Wave and other Aether attacks, honestly. He goes down pretty fast in his first phase. It's just the second phase that's kind of a pain. Because, you know, he hits harder, he's much faster, he's much stronger, etc, etc. Of course, move away from that stomp. Ow, you see that blast wave, how much damage it does? Jeez. As you can see, really good leech here. Don't really have to take a potion against him, honestly. Unless you really feel like you need to. And, come on, down. Down you go. See that? Very good build, very good survivability. I'll just show you my devotion tree here real fast and then we'll be off. You see this? I put mostly into Unknown Soldier except the final point since I couldn't really take out anything to put in another point. And during the course of this build, I actually forgot to put in Kraken, so I added that in later, so that you could probably get it earlier. So yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys later. Have a great day, have a great night, and I'll see you guys then. And also stay safe, and again, I'll see you guys in the next build on Wednesday. This is recorded on Monday, this will be uploaded tomorrow on Tuesday, and this next build will be the Harbinger build, which is very nice. It's another build just like Valdun's, except it's pure chaos damage basically. I'll see you guys later. Friends channel in the description down below, great channel, check it out, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.